Hello guys, I just want to review the new Spektrum IX12 with the DX9. I haven't been making a lot of videos, but I've still been in the hobby. Some of the things that I have done is 3D printing. I've 3D printed this cell phone holder that you can't see, that's holding my phone so it can have a little bit more stable videos. It's just on a tripod right now, but that's one thing that I thought I didn't like all these shaky videos that I've been having, so this is what we did. So what I want to do is just show you the new IX12 and comparing it to the DX9. It's really confusing. I don't know why it's the IX12. Maybe somebody knows, but the DX sounds, it just rolls off the tongue a lot better than the IX12. I'm going to get used to the IX12 name, but it's exactly the same. It actually, for some reason, it feels a little better than it's about the same. I think why it feels a little bit better is because the grippies are no longer grippy on here on the old DX9, but it feels really good. Now, excuse me, I'll tell you the one thing that the only one regret that I have right now. It seems like the gimbals are not as good. They say that they're the same, but comparing these are silky smooth. These aren't, and you can actually kind of hear them a little bit. So if Spektrum is listening, I wasn't impressed with those. But everything else, I am completely happy with this radio. Hands down, get it. It's awesome. I've probably had it for 3 days, and I'm learning the process of it, learning what it can do. And it's just very, very user friendly. It's easy to use, and it's easy to scroll through, find items. So that's one thing I like about it. I'm going to be turning it on shortly, but I just first of all, I just want to go through and point out some of the things that I've seen on both of them that were different. Now you can kind of tell the antennas are a little different. On that's more pointy. Oh, that's out of frame, sorry. And yeah, so they're just, you can't really tell, but they're just a little different on the frames. Excuse me, you can see that. Other things that I've noticed, obviously the buttons are different, and even the locations are different. And here you can adjust the gimbal feel, how much tension you have on them. I adjusted them because they were from the factory, they were heavy, and plus they were loud. So I thought if I would loosen them up, make them lighter feeling, it might not be as loud. Because in a room, excuse me, in a room you can, quiet room, I can hear them moving. So not sure. And then so I went back to the hobby shop, and I see if they could let me try another one out, DX12 or IX12, sorry, and it was the exact same thing. So it's through the factory. Can I live with it? Yes. Am I disappointed? Yes. But will I do anything about it? Well, if I could get the new gimbals that were quieter, yes, I would change it out just so I would know for the sake of it. Now the other thing that I've noticed, I'm trying to see. Just a speaker down here. Other thing I've noticed here is you can tell the bind button on the DX9 and the IX12. It's quite a bit bigger on there. So that was the only things that were a little different. Now in the back, you probably can't tell, but we're looking at these little sliders. This is the one that I'm wiggling is the IX12, and they're just a little different. IX12, you can tell that there's a little Spektrum logo right here, and oh, I didn't realize that. I didn't see that right there. Maybe that's a headphone jack. I don't know. I haven't tried it. I was thinking it was power, but it might be a headphone jack, which is really nice. It also has Bluetooth, so you can, if you have Bluetooth headphones or if you have a Bluetooth speaker, download some video, or you just want to download some music, you can Bluetooth it through a Bluetooth that way. You see these little holes? Those are the same on the IX or DX9. I'm going to get them all confused. But other than that, it's relatively close. Different battery. This is a 6,000 milliamp battery, one cell. I don't know. And this is kind of what it looks like on the back. Let's see. That was about it. I have lots and lots of time using the DX9. I think I've had it for like 3 years. Whenever it just came out, and as soon as this one came out, I'm like, I have to get it. So I did. This one's, you can tell it has an Android system on it, so it's all touchscreen. I'm just trying to do my quick homework right now and trying to see if there's anything else. So basically all the switches are exactly the same. So one thing, you'll learn them all, you know them all, but excuse me, but I wish there was a couple more sliders just for some applications that I wanted it for. A couple more sliders would work good for me. Maybe eventually they could take this interchangeable buttons. Instead, if you wanted a push button or you wanted a slider or you wanted something else, you could interchange them. That would have been good for me. But other than that, I really can't see any more difference on it. So I think we're going to put the DX9 aside, and we're going to just talk about the iX12. The iX12 just came out 4 days ago, at least in the hobby shop. I picked it up, I think 3 days ago. I'm just reviewing it now. I just wanted a little bit of time to talk about it and some of my thoughts about it before I went out and started talking about a radio that I didn't know anything about. But overall, I'm happy. Now, I haven't really flown any large-scale airplanes, just flown some quadcopters. But the flying is identical to the 9. You won't notice any difference. Excuse me. It's all in programming. It's all in the interface on how it works. So all you do, I should probably maybe shut off my camera light, but maybe it will work. So all you do is you hit the button, and you think that you have to wait for it to turn on. Maybe I didn't turn it on. See, that's how much I know. Excuse me, I know about this. So you hold it, and then I think now it comes on. Okay. I still have a screen protector on it, so so you might see some lettering on it, but yeah, I haven't taken the screen protector off of it yet. But once it boots up, once this light turns on, you can start flying immediately. Even if the screen isn't working. Oh, that's right, because I have to have throttle down all the way. Then I think it will turn on. But yeah, once this light is on, you're transmitting. So I guess it does take a little bit for that to happen. And wait, so yeah, like this one, then the 9, you turn it on, and boom, it's basically already going. So that's the difference. Now, I'm not gonna get all the way into the whole interface, what it does, but it's basically an Android phone. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pause it just for a second. Okay, I just paused it for a second, and now it's still thinking. It's still coming up. So, but now you see the lights on, so now you can be flying, even though that this is not up. Now, yeah, there is writing on it, but I haven't peeled the cover off yet, the screen protector, because I need to get some screen protectors before I peel that off. So you just have to kind of deal with it. You can add your own airplanes to it, pictures. I just did just a regular one, And the thing is nice, like this is the timer. So once you start flying, it turns on just like any other radio. So that's nothing new. But if you just touch it, see, no, you hold it. It resets itself. That's right. You have to hold it, and then then it resets itself. And then once it gets down to once it gets down to 5 minutes, it will start counting up again too. So then it will start counting up. You can also add timers to it, 2 timers if you need to. This is how many amp. Let's see what the voltage is on the radio and what the percentage is. I've never drained it. I've used it probably for 3 hours, just playing around in the basement, and it seemed to work fine. I never really charged it yet. One thing I like this, it says throttle right there, and it tells you the percentage. It had that on the DX9 too, but hopefully they can integrate it so when you're doing like long range or you're trying to do endurance, you want to set your power at a certain speed every time. That's the way you could do it. So if there could be an audio voice, that would really help out on that. But I mean, there's so many features. Swipe, and then you can see all your controls move, all your dials move. There's so many things that you can do on it. It's crazy. But it's close to the DX9, but obviously it's not. I don't know if I'm going to get really into a lot of the setup on that. I didn't see anything super exciting, but yeah, if you can look at all the channels there. So quite a few channels, 12. I would really like an 18, and I'm sure that's going to be coming out shortly after this one gets up and running. They're going to integrate all. I bet you all the whole lineup, or at least the premium versions, will all have the Android display on there. But it works really neat if you hold that. Oh, well, maybe not. Maybe if you do that, you can hit this button. You have to hold and long press it. And then these are some of my airplanes that I have on there. But yeah, obviously, I don't know what I'm doing yet. Oh yeah, there we go. Now you can select the different airplanes or quadcopters that you want from the profile, or you can download one from yourself on that. Other than that, yeah, it's about the same. Still learning it. Let's see. Whoops. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, so that's back to 0. If you swipe really quick, you can go into your Android. So now you're not really in on your Android. You're not in the Airware app. Now you're in basically your Android. So if you want to pull up, you can go to your menus and you can find everything that you want on there. You can go to your Android store, and you can browse your Android store, and they say it automatically checks for updates, so you don't need to do that. And one thing nice about it too, I like it tells the time right there. You don't have to pull out your cell phone to look at the time. Other than that, if you have any questions, let me know. I'm not going to get really in-depth and technical about every page. It gets kind of boring. You can pull up YouTube if you want to. Your Airware is here. So boom, boom, and it just takes a second. Now that's the only thing that you have to do, is you have to kind of wait a little longer. It seems like it's a little slower than the old-fashioned DX9, but it works on that. I mean, but it's technically it's a lot easier, and this is going to be my go-to radio. Now, if you don't want the display, you can hit the button, and it just automatically shuts off. Hit it again, turn it on, and now there's probably a lot of other features that I've missed, but I'll just have to get used to the radio first before I talk more about it. And then if you want to shut it off, you long press it, and then you just have to hit the button, power off, and that's probably the fastest thing on the radio. Then it shuts off. But one thing that's going to be neat is the Black Sheep Crossfire. You can stick that on. It's all integrated, so you can stick it on, tape it here, or 3D print a case for it and stick it right in there. So that's going to be totally giggly sweet once that comes up. And wow, and I'm just so super excited. Yeah, that must be 3x5 headphone jack. So that's awesome. Perfect. I didn't see that. So that's how new this radio is to me, and I don't know a lot of the features. And that's the other question too, is I don't know why they made this one a lot bigger. I mean, it's nice, I'm glad, but it's just kind of crazy. I wonder what the reason behind that was. But that's my short little review of the iX12. Have any questions, let me know. Thanks. Yeah, bye.